We're 3 weeks into Season 1 of Battlefield 2042, and I think it's safe to say it finally feels like we've arrived at the beginning. We've seen a refreshing influx of new and returning players, the new map has been largely praised and has certainly managed to hold people's attention. The new weapons, new vehicles and new specialists, while each entertaining and effective in their own way, have so far managed to not break the game thankfully, and they have genuinely added something to the game positively. Thanks to a 4-hour delay, it did look for all intents and purposes like the Season 1 launch might be another case of history repeating, but it just goes to show that the primary concern for anyone is that a game is fun and that it plays well. The exposure map is the first real indicator of what a 2042 map can deliver. A huge variety of gameplay, a decent enough balance between infantry and vehicles, and any number of pathing and pacing options to tackle an objective. Combine all of that and the map is honestly one of the most visually beautiful and stunning maps in any of the Battlefield games. The battle pass and the cosmetic items by and large suit the grittier tone that DICE are trying to regain, and for now at least hasn't introduced anything that feels cheap, gimmicky or ridiculously out of place. So for all the good that DICE has done with Season 1, there is still a lot of work to be done. Matchmaking can still be a frustrating experience, with strange, inexplicable delays where full lobbies are completely disbanded and then redistributed. The lack of a server browser is still a big question mark and adds to other issues such as groups bigger than 4 and people wanting to communicate with their squad having to jump through many hoops. Whilst Exposure is easily the best map to date in 2042 now, it's also highlighted some aspects that may need to be reconsidered in the game overall. Two generally core aspects of any Battlefield game are squad play and objectives. The distribution between flags and sectors feels somewhat disjointed and actually interrupts the natural flow of the game. Compound that with what feels like excessively long wait times to cap flags, there is little to no incentive for anyone to do anything other than simply follow the herd. That's to assume of course that new or even returning players care to back up their squads and play the objective rather than merely protect their KD. We are after all meant to be playing to win. In the age of professional gamers, streamers and content creators, there is a trend for everyone to prioritise personal glory over the needs of the squad or the team. The irony being they could do both if people were enabled, instructed or rewarded more for sticking with their squad and pushing objectives, and their KDs would probably improve significantly. I could do entire videos on each of these topics, so I will probably address these another time, but I will say that it is nice to be able to focus more on aspects of gameplay. There are still gripes about the glacial pace of development, the amount of content and crossplay. It's been 3 weeks since Season 1 launched and I for one still don't have a working UI. I can work around it because I can remember what goes where and it seems like a tiny issue. But imagine if you're a new or returning player intrigued by all the fresh interest in the game and you literally can't find your way around or navigate any of the menus. It is clear, but probably less widely appreciated, that whilst DICE are attempting to get on top of the game's development, they are simultaneously doing the same thing with the game's notoriously complex Frostbite engine. Now in version 4.0 with 2042 as a main testbed, and well, you can see how that's been going. This explains why some things such as weapon nerfs and buffs can be addressed really quickly, but map changes and seemingly simple changes take much longer than people feel they should. As for content, I understand the concerns. There is a lot more on the way, with many legacy weapons being rotated into the main game, new game modes being brought into the main playlists, and proposed map changes apparently being brought forward. I still prefer the Battle Pass system over the previous Premium Pass model for one clear reason, and that is to limit exclusivity. Far too often in the past, if you didn't buy access to the DLCs, many players would be excluded from new maps, weapons, gadgets and vehicles. This had two effects. Playlists would have to be separated, meaning the core player base was separated, and then eventually the DLCs would have a limited lifespan of around 3 months, whilst everyone rejoined their friends in the vanilla rotation and active lobbies. As for crossplay, I think it is unfortunately a necessary evil that for many console players will require some adjustment. I've been playing crossplay for a few years now and don't really notice the difference anymore. The harsh reality is, had it not been for crossplay, many console players would simply not have been able to play the game for the past 7 months. It does require adjustment, but I also think fundamentally it makes everyone better players. All things considered, I'd say Season 1 has been an encouraging sign of things to come, and helped breathe new life into the game. There is obviously a lot more still to be done, but at the heart of it all, it is a lot easier now for people to play the game and have fun. Time is still the biggest factor here, and really depends on how much can be achieved before Modern Warfare 2 launches at the end of October. We'll just have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Until next time, be good to each other.